Hi, good day. This is Tashimin Watson again with another vlog, picking up from my last life story vlog series. I was referring to the places that I have been working in the past, and I started out from high school, my skill job training and so forth. You have to go back and watch that vlog. I am going to pick up from that vlog, and I was mentioning about the locations that I have been to after leaving high school and training school to go and do cosmetology. So while I was in high school, while I was in the first high school I attended, I met a few friends, classmates actually, in class, and I also meet up back with them while I was doing cosmetology and also living in their apartment or house. So I'm gonna start from my my not my primary school, but my first high school. My first high school, I met my baby father. We were in 10th grade. Both of us were in 10th grade together and 11th grade. So I got pregnant in Herbert Morrison, and then I went to the Women's Center, and then I went to Anchovy High School where I met my baby father. Then after I started working on Barney Street again, we collided. We met. He had a father working with JPS, and he had this office down on Barnett Street. He and his father had this location down at Barnett Street where they all met up for like contract works and so forth. So I was in the barber shops. There was a barber shop on Jimmy Cliff Plaza, and I was in the barber shop working with Shappy. So all the barbers from Jimmy Cliff Plaza came to Shappy to visit and to chat and to do their trim and shave, and that's how I met them. And I was also hanging out at Jimmy Cliff Plaza where I met I bumped into my baby father, past classmate slash past classmate on Jimmy Cliff Plaza while I was there with the barbers. I was speaking to one of the barbers, so I got very close to him. So that's where we met. And while I'm at the barber shop on Barney Street, he came there and said that Shappy's his barber, and he wanted to do a trim and a shave. And we were just talking, and he was saying that I could do his hair and blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, no problem. I started doing his hair, and we went out a couple times. We had some romantic nights at the Lovers Park in Montego Bay. That's where Harmony Park is right now. Lovers Park is not there now. It's Harmony Park, and it was in the center of the roundabout. It was a huge park. So we went there a couple nights on our secret romantic rendezvous. And I also met a few friends in Kenilworth. As I said, I was living with, the first one I was living with was at Orange, Sign Orange. And then I was working at Green Pond, close to the location that I mentioned before that I was living, and that I was working, and I'm still living close by that location now. So I was living with a friend, another friend, in in Kenilworth training school at over Riverside Orange first. I met her at school. She was in my class, and I was living with her first, and then I started where I was working at Green Pond, and while I was there, I met Charmaine. Charmaine, she's my best friend at the time. I lived with her. I moved in with her afterwards, and then Charmaine, we got so close that I was just going around having fun with Charmaine, and I decided I'm just going to stick to Charmaine and Charmaine friends. From there, I decided it was too far to travel from where Charmaine was living, so I was working at Green Pond, and Charmaine, Charmaine was coming to Green Pond because he had a baby daddy working at Green Pond in the same location that I was working, and his baby daddy, they had some court issues. So I was working there, and I met another gentleman by the name of Clive. I don't know if he's living now. And Charmaine, the three of us were so familiar with each other that I started to visit where Clive lived also. I was there for maybe about 3 or 4 weeks with Clive. Then I left and go back to the country. I started out at Green Pond working my first job. Then I went to my classmate. After I left Sign Orange, I went to another classmate in Green Pond. And then when I left Green Pond, I said I'm gonna stick to where Charmaine was living, but it was too far because my friend at Green Pond, he had an altercation with some friends in the community with his previous girlfriends, and it was really bad. So he was there by himself, and he decided that I could stay very close to where I was working. So I started working from Green Pond and living and leaving from his house to get to work, so I didn't have to pay any fare. So I would just walk right down from off the community hillside to my job location. So when I met Charmaine, I decided that I'm gonna stay with Charmaine just for the fun and the frolicking to go out, and we got very very close. But when I realized that I was paying too much fare to leave from where Charmaine was in Somerton, I decided that I'm going to come by and stay with Clive. Then I remember what happened, but I'm not gonna say that. I just figured more or less that Clive was not interested, so I just left and I went back to where Charmaine was living, and from there I stick and stayed in my community from my mother's house to Charmaine's house because my son was still living in the country. So when I leave Green Pond and stop working at Green Pond, as I told you, I met Major Spence, and he started training us for the security job. So I lived with him for a little while and stayed with him over by Melbourne. So I was in a little short relationship with Major Spence, and Major Spence told me that I could come to city center to do my braids and so forth instead of staying at home trying to make money from friends and doing my own hair. I could started working at a regular braid shop. So when I started there, it was time for Major Spence to leave and go back to Miami because Major Spence is a major in the army, and he was here because of the training that he was getting done for us to get jobs. We started working, and it took about 6 months for him to finish up the training and to get us located on the strip and the locations where we had to do the security job. So I started working with Major Spence, and the guy started working, and he did not want me to go into the clubs to do those silly night rendezvous during security work with him and his fellow friends. And it was very very serious in that time. At that time it was like drugs and guns getting popular in Montego Bay. So he decided to leave me at City Center. When he left me at City Center, the owner for the plaza became very close to me, and she was like my mother. So I started working there and going back to the country to stay with my son, buying like shoes and clothes and so forth to bring back to my son into the country. When Major Spence left, he left because of the 6 months that he was in the country, and he went back to Miami. He started buying up all these blow dries and stuff. He did not call. I did not know that he was calling. I found out later when I was on Barnett Street. Major Spence just popped up in my beauty salon and told me that he was buying a lot of things for me. He bought them and bring them down. And there I was all off running around in Montego Bay. He did not know how to locate me. So he went to my country. I did not know that he went to where I was living in the country to find me because he had my mother's cell phone number. At the time, I did not have a cell phone. My mother had the new Nokia phone that Digicel just brought in Montego Bay. I bought it and I put the number in all my applications and so forth. So Major Spence went to the country. He's a detective. He's a major in the army, so he's like a detective. And he found out where I lived, found out where I'm working. They told him, and he was just right there in my shop sitting one day. I went out for lunch and came back. He told me that he was calling me. The lady at the shop blocked all my calls, took all my blow dryers, combs, brushes, etc. Everything. Major Spence bought a lot of things when he was returning to Jamaica because he did mechanic and he was fixing cars and all those stuff. So it was jam-packed with ton loads of stuff while he was going back and forth from Miami to Montego Bay. He promised to marry to me and bring me over. And I told him that go and have fun, find another girlfriend because you left and there was no contact. So I moved on with my life. So I met my baby father in the same time period, and we both went together to live, and we started having fun from there. So I just forget about Major Spence completely. I met him while I was here in Green Pond, in my new location that I had previously before the COVID-19 virus. So I'm gonna pick up with that in another vlog. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.